Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, you sound great. Hey,
Excellent.
I'm so bad. Congratulations on the finals finish, and congratulations to Kolokoma, who is someone that I assume you know. Is this a real life friend or just like an internet card game buddy?
Yeah, we've known each other since we were kids. We played Magic the Gathering when we were in high school. uh, he's a doctor in North Carolina now. Uh,
Awesome.
and yeah, I mean, I've always been playing around with the Reanimator list, and we saw Isochron's list a while back. And ever since Privilege got nerfed, we felt it just like was terrible. So he completely reworked it, took out the green, and it's great. I Belrock really made this deck.
Yeah, I was talking about earlier on the cast how when Felrock was released, I actually tried putting in this deck, but I had so much trouble with the influence and using privilege, which was much worse than it used to be, and I just couldn't get it to work. And I'm very impressed by not only both of your guys' play, but also the just the thought behind the deck construction. So one of the big questions I have is how did this deck fare against aggro? The Combray aggro was the second most represented deck, was the most or second most represented deck. All the matches we saw with the Reanimator deck, was it crushing slow strategies? How was it against Combray aggro?
It's really rough. If they hit power comfortably and they get their silences with between choice, it's tough matchup. Um, but if they get power screwed just a little, it just runs them over. And like once we combo, there's pretty much nothing they can do about it.
Right, yeah, that was a thought of mine. Like, as long as you can block them, it's hard for Combray to get through. Was it better against Combray than like Elysian aggro, or was that not a big issue this weekend?
They're both kind of equivalent. I played the first round of the top 64 against a Combray aggro with 7 silences. That was rough. That match went to game 3, was super tight. But I mean, the teacher is kind of a problem if you don't have a grasp in your hand. But if you have grasp, you don't even care about getting hit by teacher. Just draws an extra card, really.
Oh,
Uh,
okay, that's interesting. Yeah, usually like these types of film decks, when they get hit by teacher, it's a big problem. But if you have grasp in hand, that makes sense. All you need to do is get the cards in the void, and then just grasp cost 5 anyways. That's cool.
Yeah, it's all about controlling the board. Not taking a lot of damage early is super important. You end up chumping with a lot of units and just throwing them away, but you don't care. Like, you're going to get them all back in one shot anyway.
All right. So you and Kolokoma were on this deck. Did you have any other friends that were also on this list, or something very similar, or was it just you two making the finals of a 1,000-player tourney with it?
It's so funny. Yeah, it was just us. When we placed last night, we both looked at it and went, we can meet in the finals. That would be ridiculous. And then every round we kept checking in with each other and it was like, yep, let's go. Let's go. This is going to happen. And the dream happened.
Wow, that's amazing.
Made the deck, so he totally deserved to win. I pretty much just tweaked a tiny little bit. He was running the one drop that the 1/1 flyer that discards 2 with
Right, Gust Rider.
Yeah, Gust Rider. So I took those out because they were just seriously underperforming, and I put in the Acanthas because just killing a unit was really important. Like, sometimes there's just like one big unit on the board that when you're doing the whole chain, if you could just get rid of it, it would be amazing.
Yeah. So what?
And really, they've made a big difference.
Yeah. So what? Give an example of a unit that is a big problem that Acantha would be in here, because that's not in the traditional lists.
Sandstorm Titan, pretty much anything, especially even a lot of time stuff like World Behemoth was getting out of control. Like, you just couldn't chump it enough and you would just lose the game because eventually they get a Kairos. If Kairos is in play, it feels really good to kill a Kairos with a 9-drop of your own.
Yeah, that does make sense. Okay. It's just like something that you can't let them untap with, so to speak. The Overmaster in chat asks if Kanta should just be Snowcrest Animus, but based on your answer, I'm guessing no.
Yeah, the Snow Crush Animist. So my friend Colosso that didn't even have a single one, and I was just trying it out to decide if it was better. There was one time where it saved me in the Cambrai matchup, but for the most part, the Acantha single target is better. A lot of stuff with endurance, just if you can't stun it, it doesn't matter.
Manu is asking Colosso Fuentes.
No, no, no.
Okay.
We just call him Colosso. Sorry, Mark is his name.
All right. Okay, and one thing about removal, just no removal in the main deck, just a very streamlined combo build we have here with a bit of removal in the market. You liked that? I imagine it probably helped with the consistency with the combo, right?
Absolutely. And Acantha is the removal that you're missing, pretty much. Like, sometimes it just clears the way for that last creature to get in, so you get an extra card off Azendel. And Azendel is just so gross in this deck. I hope they don't nerf him as a result of us winning. See it happening.
I mean, I think this is a strategy that just has, like, a really glaring weakness, and it just happens that you were able to... that just didn't come up. People weren't prepared for it.
Yeah, so some of the weakness that people think it's extremely weak to Gavel. It's not.
Only if Gavel's in the
probably
main deck, right? Which just never happens.
If Gavel is in the market, it's fine. Like, I've beat a Gavel probably 2 out of 3 times with this deck played on me.
Right.
You can line up your plays in a certain way to make sure there's a merchant in your hand, or you get enough of it. Sometimes you just beat them down without ever reanimating anything. Like, if you get to 9 and you're playing Acanthas, they're really good against almost everything.
Yeah, so what type of cards are you really scared about? It's tomorrow on the Eternal Throne Ladder. Reanimator is everywhere because it meant the firings of the ECQ. What deck would you recommend to people to prey upon this?
The decks with Vanquisher's Blade are really good. They're really, really hard to beat because of the lack of removal. If you can stick a Vanquisher's Blade on an Aegis unit, it's just so little that the deck can do against it. Royal Decree is annoying, especially if you get unlucky, but the deck high rolls so much off the top of the deck.
Yeah, we saw that.
Royal Decree doesn't really matter.
We saw that in the other semifinals with Kolokoma. They got hit by a Royal Decree and it just didn't even matter. They just drew Ivara. Like, the Royal Decree hit a Grasp Shadows and then they just drew Ivara and 8 and won.
Yeah, it's got a lot of resilience. The most important thing is getting to 3 Primal and 3 Shadow as fast as possible so that Felrock is online, because once he's online, he's just a beast. He's such a huge card advantage. Beat down, he does everything you want him to do. He's amazing.
Yeah, Felrock is insane. Remember when Felrock was spoiled, people were really low on it? They're like, oh, but you can't get it out on turn 2. Or, like, 6 cost for a 5/2? That body's so bad. These people have never seen Dredge in action, right?
Exactly. As soon as we saw it, Mark was like, this card is incredible. Why isn't everyone playing it? Like, it's just such a strong card. And, like, Feln wants to discard anyway most of the time. It's bonkers.
Yeah, I certainly agree with you. Well, certainly congratulations. What ECQ Top 64 is this? Are you regular to ECQs? I know that you've been in my chat and we've played before.
I top 32'd the first ECQ thing that they did, but since then I hadn't really played in a lot of them. And I didn't qualify for the last one.
All right.
So this is, I guess, my first/second. I don't know how that works.
That's pretty good. All right.
But I've been playing Eternal since set 1.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Well, thanks for joining me. Do you have any final things you'd like to say? Any shout-outs? Anything else you'd like to say on this interview?
Congratulations to Mark. You built an unbelievable deck. It's absolutely ridiculous. Everyone I played really well. Congrats to all of them and all the top 64. I felt it was really like a super accomplished field this time. And yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for. I'm really glad we got to see your perspective. I mean, some winners interview is just like a thing that we need for ECQs, right? or just interviews in general with the
Absolutely.
players and whatnot. So I really appreciate you, stopping by and chatting. Okay, thanks very much.
Thank you.
All right, see you later.